Good day, parents. Thank you for tuning in to our parental training workshop for Google Suite for Education and Google Classroom. As students or as schools reopen, we have been hearing of the new initiatives the Ministry of Education is putting in place. Our children, since the COVID-19, will not be educated the same way ever again. Things have changed. For some schools, there will be a shift system. For others, there will be a blended shift. And for all children, the integration of technology in the classroom will now become our new normal. What is blended learning? How does blended learning affect your children? How can you support your children through blended learning? Blended learning is a mix between face-to-face instruction and the integration of technology in the teaching process. This means that outside of what happens in the classroom, students will be expected to work online. How will blended learning affect your child? Time will have to be dedicated at home for online learning. The Ministry of Education has decided that the Google Suite for Education, or what we commonly call Google Classroom, will be used to help support and improve student learning. This means that you, as a parent, must learn everything you can possibly learn about Google Classroom if you're going to help your children improve. Remember, we cannot do this without you. Research has shown that parents who support their children at home with their education, they do 50 times better than those who do not. Do you have to be an expert? Absolutely not. But we will help you to help your child. The Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has received the support of dedicated teachers, all with degrees in educational leadership or technology, to help teachers understand and use Google Classroom to teach your children. They are here today to help you help your child with Google Classroom. Now, we encourage you to not just view this session, but on the live feed, take your time and go through the process with us, even if you have to stop the video many times. Ms. Catherine Xavier, the head of the business department at the Antigua Girls High School, will explain how to get started. What are the basic things you must know and do before your child gets onto the Google Suite for Education or Google Classroom? Parents, students, I invite Ms. Xavier to explain to you how to create your profile, why you must use your Google Classroom email account, and the importance of our device policy. Let's welcome Ms. Xavier.
Good day, parents and students. Welcome to Ms. Xavier's Parents Corner. Today we are going to look at specialized email, how to do your Chrome profile, and your understanding the device policy. Now, a specialized email. One of the key features of G Suite is your email. To access any G Suite account, one must have a specialized email address. Every principal, teacher, and student has an address specific to their schools. For example, if I'm a student at Antigua Girls High School, my email would be cxavier@aghs.edu.ag. Now we're going to show you how to do your Chrome profile. Using this email address, it's time for you to create your own Chrome profile. The reason why we need you to create your Chrome profile is that we need you to separate your school from your personal. That way, whenever you are asked to do assignments from your teachers, whenever you're asked to download things like your extensions, you can use them freely using your own Chrome profile. So, to do your own profile, as you can see, my profile is already there. Now, there is a distinct difference. If you look on your Google, you will see a small C here and a larger one there. You click on that small C, then you go to Add. Right here, you will see a list of images. You can choose whichever one you want, and then you type your name or preferably your school's name. You click on Add. Then it's going to bring you to a browser that says Make Chrome Your Own. Choose Sign In, and from here, you are going to sign in into your Google Chrome profile. Now, this is the email address that you received from your school or from your teachers, okay? So, this one would be Xavier. Okay, so we have jxavier@moetech.edu.ag. Your own, remember, will have your school's domain. You click on next, you insert your password, click on next. Then, this is very important. It's going to ask you to link your Chrome data. You have to link your Chrome data, all right? Because when you're going to log into your Chrome, say at home, and then you do some work at home, then you go to school, you use the computer from school, everything that you've linked to your data automatically carries over. So this part is very important. So you click on link data, then it's going to tell you to turn on sync, say yes, I am in. You can skip making Chrome your default if you don't want to, and then you are sure you're on the correct profile when you realize that both of these icons are the same thing. Another way to make sure is that you can go to your Gmail, and when you go to your Gmail, you will see the Ministry of Education's logo, okay? So this is how you create your profile. If you realize at the bottom of the screen on the status bar, you will see one profile for J and one profile for C. So now you've created your profile. We are going to now take you into your device policy. Now, for mobile users, you must download the Google Apps device policy to be able to use your mobile device to access your G Suite account. Remember that G Suite provides you with all the apps needed to assist your child with blended learning. Please note that the policy differs for each device according to the type you have. Example, downloading it on an Android phone, mainly Samsung, LGs, and so forth, it's different than if you have an iPhone, all right? So we're going to show you how to do so using a Samsung J5. The first thing you would need to do is to go to your Play Store, and you're going to search for Google Device Policy. Once you search for the Google Device Policy, you will click on Install. And of course, according to the speed of your internet, that varies. So it might take 2 seconds or it might take up to a minute, and it will install. Now, I do understand that there are some individuals who probably would have fears about putting particular policies on their phone, but this is really important, especially if you're going to get all the work that your teachers send, and you're going to make sure that your students get the best out of blended learning. Once this process is over, it's going to take you into, now if you've signed in on your mobile device for your G Suite account using the browser before, it may not ask you to. But if you have yet to do so, it's going to ask you, after you've installed the app, it's going to ask you now to open, and then it's going to tell you to, it's going to give you some information about the device policy. You hit next, then it's going to ask you to give it, to allow that device policy to make and manage phone call. Just say allow. And that's needed, especially when you're going to do things like Google Meets with your teachers. Okay? Now, right here, it states, I don't want a work profile. Make sure this is not checked. Okay? Unless if your phone do not allow you to create a work profile, that's fine. But besides that, make sure this is not checked, because you need to have a work profile on your phone. What it will do is separate your phone. So all your personal things will actually be on one side of the phone, and then your school-related items will be on another side of the phone. So you click on next. And then it's going to give you some policies that you have to read, and you just quickly say, I agree. Then it's going to set up your profile. So you're going to click on Setup. some phones may ask you to encrypt. All phones are not going to ask you to do the same thing. If your phone asks you to encrypt, understand it might take up to 2 minutes or an hour according to your device. There are times when encrypt only asks you for your password. If you have no password on your phone, then it's going to ask you to create a password, right? In her case, she has a password, but she's going to take a while to encrypt, right? And it's going to take a while to encrypt that phone. After your phone is encrypted, what you will realize is that your normal screen will have an addition. Now this differs, okay? For my phone, it has personal and then it has work. Sometimes work comes as a folder, sometimes it comes at the top. It's just according to the type of phone that you have. So as long as you create your work profile, this would happen. It will actually split the phone in two. Now, do understand that it might ask you to sign in all over again. It will open the browser, and according to your internet speed, it will ask you to verify who you are. Once that's done, your phone will look similar to this. Now, if you realize, my personal apps looks just like everybody else, normal's own, but on my work apps, it's different. On my work apps, you will see every app that's there has a little briefcase. This is the main page for my work app. You're going to see the Chrome. You're going to see my admin icon. You're going to see your Google Classroom. Now, this is mine. As a student, you need to download Chrome, your Classroom. You're going to have the device policy. You need to download your Google Drive. You also need to download your email. You will do all of those using this particular Play Store. So if you realize that there is a new Play Store that actually appears on your phone. So using this Play Store, you download all the apps needed so that you can now take part into your Google Classroom. So after doing all of this, now you are on your way to your Google learning experience. And again, as I always say, without education, the mental hold of poverty will prevail. Have a wonderful day.
Very informative, Ms. Xavier. But exactly what does Google Classroom look like? When you get on, what should you see? How do you get there? Ms. Latoya Reynolds, the head of the department at the Sir Novell Richards Academy, will help you.
Signing on to Google Classroom. We can do this using a few simple steps. Google Class can be accessed from your Google Chrome profile using the Google Chrome browser or on a number of devices, both Android or Apple, like cell phones and tablets. First of all, we're going to use the browser. Using your Google Chrome profile on your computer created with the email and password assigned to your child by the school, the G Suite email for all government schools ends with .edu.ag. Remember the example Ms. Xavier gave us. Select the Gmail option displayed in the top right-hand corner. Here we are. This will ensure that you get all notices sent to this email. Then we go to our grid, which is our app home. You're able to scroll through all of the app options and find Google Classroom. Here we are, it says Classroom. It takes you directly to your Google Classroom, and here you'll select the class that you wish to enter. All your classes will be displayed on this page. It is important to always select Join. Here we are, we've got it. This was quite simple, wasn't it? So we're going to move on to connecting using our work profile on your given device. From your device, go to your work profile and select Classroom from there. You'll then be taken directly to your classroom homepage. Select the class that you wish to join. Always remember to select Join when you're entering the class for the first time. Here we are. Things that we need to remember. The Google Classroom is always available wherever you have internet access. A device with a physical keyboard is best for students to complete assignments on, where available. Thank you.
Excellent job, Ms. Reynolds. Ms. Michelle from the All Saints Secondary School has done tremendous work with her students and have taught many teachers learn more about Google Classroom. If you are going to help your child, you must be able to manipulate and get around the classroom. Let's give Ms. Toussey your attention.
Google Classroom can seem intimidating for first-time users. However, as we become more familiar with this virtual learning tool, we can become more comfortable with its use. Remember, the view will change slightly depending on the type of device your child uses. The view on a laptop or desktop device may be slightly different. When the app first opens, you'll find yourself on a general page. This will show all the classes your child is enrolled in. For the first-time user, you'll be asked to join the class. Every child will have multiple classes for particular subject areas. You will notice that there are 3 lines next to the Google Classroom logo at the top left-hand corner of your screen. This will take you to the This will take you to the main menu. Here, you can see all the classes you're enrolled in. Your class calendar, which shows events like assignments, scheduled meets. Your to-do tab, which shows all the assignments you've been assigned, as well as those that have been done. The menu also shows the classroom order, which is where, The menu also shows the classroom folder, which is where work is saved automatically, settings, and the help tab. You can decide which classroom you enter from here. You enter the classroom by clicking on the class name in the menu or just by selecting the banner. The banner shows information like the subject, your teacher, on the general page. This takes you to your classroom. When you open your classroom, you'll be taken directly to the stream page. The stream is where teachers and students may share announcements, reminders, or greetings. Notifications about new or pending schoolwork may show up here. It is a great way to communicate with the whole class. You will also notice 3 tabs at the very top if you are on a computer, or at the bottom if you are using a phone or tablet. The next tab we are going to visit is the Classwork tab. This is where you and your child can view materials, assignments, quizzes, and questions the teacher posts. Each type of post has a different symbol to help students tell the difference. Questions will show a little question mark. Assignments and quizzes will show a small clipboard icon. And materials will show a page with a little bookmark. These posts are arranged by topics, modules, units, type of work, day of the week, depending on your teacher. But he or she will be clear about what and how information is sent. You view it all by scrolling up or down, or by selecting the topics from the menu on the right-hand side of the page if you're on a PC, or by selecting the inverted triangle if you are on a tablet, phone, or phablet. Each post will come along with instructions as to what the student is expected to do. This will help you and your student to better understand what is required. At the top right-hand side of your screen, you will see a small clipboard. This will show what assignments they have completed, what assignments are still outstanding, and any grades that would have been received. The last tab is the People tab. Okay, People. Here you can see the teacher or teachers assigned to the class, as well as other students. Each name will have a little envelope icon next to it, and by selecting the icon, you can email the teacher or another student. Remember to practice good email etiquette when communicating with anyone via email. Include a subject to your email and start and end your message politely. Thank you.
Nice job, Teacher Tusia. So you know what your classroom would look like? You know the various parts of your online classroom? What happens now? What do you do? In the blended learning format that we speak of, children will have to upload and download assignments. What about grades? How will you know your child's grades? All of this can be done in Google Classroom. Mrs. O'Brien Ralph, a certified Google Suite expert and teacher at the Potters Primary School, has been doing exceptional work with our primary students. She has been helping teachers develop resources for primary students, their worksheets, and have taught them how to make learning exciting for the little ones on Google Classroom. Google Classroom is not just for our older students. The little ones, as young as our preschoolers or kindergartners, can do some exciting things on the platform. Let's see what she says.
Hello parents, now you know how to get into Google Classroom, and Mrs. Toussaint already gave you an overview of the different tabs that can be found inside of Google Classroom. Now let's look at how you as the parent can support your child or children in receiving and uploading assignments. The Classwork tab is probably one of the most important tabs in Google Classroom because this is going to be the place where teachers will be posting assignments. To get to the assignment, click the Classwork tab, and here you will find a list of the assignments which your teacher has posted. The Classwork tab is probably one of the most important tabs in Google Classroom because this is going to be the place where teachers will be posting assignments and materials for your students to complete. To get to the assignments, click on the Classwork tab and then view assignments. The assignments are put in order of how they were posted. Once you enter the Classwork tab, click on your assignments. On the right-hand side, you will see the work that your teacher has assigned to you. There you will see the name of the assignment, due date, as well as any files that the teacher has attached to the assignment, either as additional material or work for your child to complete and turn in. You will notice that there is a part for your child to add comments or questions directed to the teacher or the students for them to reply to, and also if they want to add private comments or questions for the teachers, they can do it under private comments. Once to get to the assignment, click on the link and another window will open up with the assignment. Depending on the type of assignment that the teacher has given, there are different ways to return the work. For this activity, once it is completed, you can close out that window and return to the assignment page and just click Turn In. If you are given a Google Doc for you to complete, once you click on the assignment and the window opens up, You can complete your assignment, and at the top right hand of the page, you click Turn In here. It will prompt and ask you if you're sure that you're ready to turn in your assignment. Click Turn In, and your work will be sent to your teacher. Please remember, once your child has completed their work and sent in the work to the teacher, they no longer have access to this assignment until the teacher has returned the work to them. Also, you can notice on your right-hand side, there is an area that says Add or Create Assignment. If, for instance, your child has work to do outside of the link given by the teacher, they can click Add or Create. Once it's created inside of Google Classroom, you click your Google Drive and find your assignment and turn it in. If it is created outside of the Google Apps, you will click on File, and then you will have to upload it from your device by clicking Browse, finding your document, clicking Open, and have it upload to Google Classroom. Now we have looked at students accessing and uploading their work. Let's see how they would access their grades when their teacher has returned the assignment. Going back to the classroom, we'll do this in two ways. Back when you enter your classroom, you'll see Upcoming. Click on View All, Returned, and you will see the work that has been returned with the grade that the teacher has given. Another way of getting this done is going to Gmail, sign into your account. Okay. Here you will receive an email to say that your assignment has been graded by your teacher. You will see your grades and any other comments that the teacher has made about your assignment. You can also click Open, and it will take you back to into your classroom, back to your assignment page, and you can see what correction your teacher has made on your work. Students and parents, you are now ready to receive and upload assignments. Good luck in the upcoming school year.
Great job, Teacher O'Brien. Parents, we encourage you to only use the resources that we have provided for you today. The World Wide Web, YouTube, and for teachers, TeacherTube has many tutorials that could be used. Use them. Parents, if this format for learning will work, you have to encourage your children. You will also have to monitor and support them at home. We will invite Miss Kathleen Cornwall, an IT teacher and level head at the Clare Hall Secondary School, and Mrs. Sharon Kelsick, level head at the Princess Margaret School, to explain to you your expectations in this COVID-19 learning environment. Let's talk to them.
The education of our nation's youth would not be possible without the support of key stakeholders. Foremost among these stakeholders are our parents. It is my task today to remind our parents of the invaluable contribution they make to the academic success of their child or children. Further, I will outline some of the responsibilities you have as parents, particularly within our current context, to ensure our child's or children's success. First, ensure that your child or children have access to reliable technology devices. This will supplement any device that may be given to the child. It is also important that you teach your child to take ownership of any device he or she may receive. These devices, whether provided by you or a government entity or the individual learning institutions, are a hefty investment. It is important that they are properly cared for so that students may be effective in teaching learning process. Next, ensure that there is access to the internet. Again, this will supplement whatever is made available through schools and the community centers. Also, ensure that you maintain open communication with your child's school and his or her teachers. Communicate any learning difficulties your child may have and discuss ways you can provide support to the child, especially on days they may be working from home. Ensure that you check all learning material that is sent home to ensure your child is being adequately accommodated. Do not hesitate to reach out to the teacher if you or your child do not understand a task given. Also, there are many accessible features on devices used that can be of great help to your child or children. For example, read aloud or text-to-speech for the struggling readers. In the same way, speech-to-text can be used as well for the struggling writers. Do your research and determine which accessibility feature can best help your child. Finally, be very vigilant when conducting online research and ensure that sources used are properly cited so as to avoid plagiarism. It is especially important to monitor this when working with younger students. For up-to-date guidelines on citation, you may speak to your child's teacher or visit owl.purdue.edu.
Good day, parents. My task today is a simple one. I am going to give you a few tips on how to encourage and support your students, and our students and your children, so that they may be successful this coming school year. The first advice I would give is that you carve out a learning space within your home for your children. Ensure that it is a space outside of the bedroom. We know once we get into the bedroom, we tend to get a little lazy and comfortable and we fall asleep. So you want to carve out a space that is outside of the bedroom. Not everybody has the opportunity or the privilege of having a dedicated study space. So you could simply use maybe your dining room table and just clear it when we're not eating and have the child work from there. Also ensure that there are no distractions. So turn off the TV, take away the cell phones if you're home and you're able to monitor that. Ensure that the space is clutter-free. We want to ensure that our students are able to focus and are able to pay attention to the teachers if they're having a synchronous session, or able to pay attention to what they're reading or writing so that they can get the task done successfully. The second tip, create a schedule and stick to it. Don't say, because they're working from home, then they can sleep in a little later, it's okay. You want to ensure that they start the day off just as they would any other day if they're going to school. So wake them up early, have them take a shower, have them eat a hearty breakfast, and then let them start working. Especially for our smaller ones, I know once we get them into a routine, it's a lot easier for them to get the task done. So ensure that you encourage them to stick to that routine so that they're able to focus. Third, especially for our primary school students, you can create a calendar and color code it so that they know, okay, on this day, I have math to do or I have English at this particular time. You can also ensure that for our secondary school students, you encourage them to create a schedule as well. Even for those of us who will be doing a shift system, some of our students will go to school in the morning, some will go to school in the afternoon. If your particular child has classes in the afternoon, ensure that they use the morning, for example, to get assignments done, or to do some reading, or to do some research. Don't just let them, get too relaxed. You want to ensure that they are able to follow what is being taught and that they use their time wisely. Fourth, be positive. I don't think I can stress this enough. This is a very nerve-wracking time for a lot of us. And you're nervous, we are nervous, but we want what's best for your children and our children because they belong to us as well. So be positive about what is happening now. Encourage them as much as you can. For those of us who believe in God and who are Christians, pray with them. Ensure that they know that they can get through this challenging time. And know that as teachers, we're doing the best that we can to keep them safe and to ensure that academically they will be successful this school year. So I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to be too nervous. I want you to know that your children are going to be in good hands, and once you follow the tips that we have given you today, they will have a successful school year. Thank you.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, ABS. Thank you, EBU. Thank you to our internet service providers, Lime, iNet, and Digicel, who have zero-rated Google Classroom. What does that mean? All you will need is some access to get onto the internet. But once you log onto your Google Classroom, your charges stop. Remember that once you go onto another site, your charges will continue. Parents, be vigilant. Remember, we cannot do this alone. We need your help. We would like to encourage you, parents, if you can afford it, ensure that your child has the necessary device, laptop, tablet, that would help them thrive in this new learning environment. If you can afford it, get internet access at home, but monitor your child's use of the internet. Children can get lost on the web. Why? Because it is exciting and provides a lot for them to do. Keep your eyes on them. You know what Google Classroom looks like. Get involved in the process. We need you to help us. Teach your children to protect themselves on the internet. The internet is an excellent learning tool, but it can also be a dangerous place for vulnerable students. Keep your eyes on your children while they are on the internet. But it is not just about the internet. Support schools by teaching your children good hygiene practices at home. Demand that they physical distance all the time. Teach them to be aware of the environment to and from school. Let's make our school environment a safe place, not just for your child, but for all children and teachers and families. The community has a place in this process. As a community, we encourage you to share the resources you have. So if your neighbor's child does not have internet and sharing does not affect your payment schedule, insert the username and password on their device. But parents, keep reminding your child to use the privilege wisely and be thankful. If we all do this together, then we can make a difference in improving the learning environment for our children. Thank you.